So check this out. On one side, we have the casino operators trying to open to 100% capacity. On the other side, we have the state of Nevada dangling over their heads whether or not they're going to be able to do that based on one important thing. And that's the amount of people that work in the casinos that have been vaccinated. But it doesn't stop there. You have casino operators that are going so far as to open their own vaccine sites, even though the vaccine sites are open to everybody everywhere right now. So where does this all end? Where does government intervention take a step backwards and allow people to make their own decisions? And what is the state of Nevada dangling this over the head in a quid pro quo, popular term in the last few years with a lot of people? When does the quid pro quo interfere with people getting work, being able to return to work, you being able to come back to Vegas in a normal state, and it actually actively damaging the economy of the state of Nevada? How's it going, everybody? My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I hope you guys would like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for the future notifications. And we do videos like this, analysis on the news in Vegas, bring you updates. We also do short films. We also have our live streams Friday and Saturday nights. So check those out on the channel. If you guys want to support us further, we have Patreon and channel memberships. Get your name in the credits of the videos. I'll be updating those real soon for any members that have come in or left. We also have VegasFaceMask.com. It's the hidden thing that I'm wearing underneath my shirt. It's the best two masks that you'll ever need. This one's actually called Shark Tank. It has nothing to do with Mark Cuban. It has everything to do with cool sharks on a mask. My wife makes these, ships them out to you. They're 2 for $25. They're 100% handmade, from the fabric that gets cut to the design that my wife made to the fact that they don't go around your ears, they go around the back of your head. So 2 for $25, VegasFaceMask.com. And tell us in the comments below today, are you an advocate of the government stepping in and telling businesses how to mandate themselves and what they have to do in order to operate? Sure, we have business licensing requirements, and I'm glad that we do in a lot of cases, and we have government agencies like the EPA telling companies that they can't just dump toxic sludge into the rivers, which is a good thing too. But what point is too far? Is this too far? Because what's been come to light right now is reported over on KTNV and Las Vegas Advisor. Las Vegas Advisor is a really good site. I think his name is Anthony Curtis that does it. And he said that a memo was leaked that says that the casinos are talking to the state, and the state is telling the casinos right now, unless you get everybody on board with getting their vaccines, that works for you, unless you work incredibly hard with the Southern Nevada Health District and local vaccination centers, you might not open up past 50% capacity when you want to, which should be May 1st if everything goes according to plan. Meanwhile, the state of California is looking to open up 100% in June. So the state of California, yeah, that California. You know, the California that had the worst cases in the entire country for the last several months. The ones where people were in perpetual lockdown. And I have friends out there, and Californians, man, unlike some others I've heard on YouTube in Vegas talking, I love you guys. Thank you guys for being you. You guys are awesome for keeping us busy and making sure that we have people coming through the doors. Much obliged. Massive props to Californians. Yeah. They're going to open up. What does that mean for us? That means a big loss for us if the casinos don't fulfill what the state wants. And this is what you might call a quid pro quo. It's if you do this, then I will do that. But it's where you threaten to do something and dangle something over somebody's head. So let's talk about that for a minute, okay? So yeah, the article goes on to say, it says, consideration by the Gaming Control Board, this is from a memo that was released by the local health authorities. Consideration by the Gaming Control Board to increase gaming floor occupancy will only be taken in cases where licensees, that's the casinos, they hold the license, so they're the licensees, have taken measurable and material steps to vaccinate and thereby protect their workforce, visitors, and the community, reads part of the memo. The document details the dangers of COVID-19 variants and hits at action against gaming operators that put short-term gains over the well-being of their employees. So that means that they're saying, if you want to go ahead and open up, you're going to vaccinate everybody. We don't care if you have to do an on-site vaccination center like MGM Resorts is currently opening over at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. We don't care if it means that you have to load up buses and drive people over to Cashman Center, which is an old baseball stadium that they're going to be doing vaccines at, or if you have to drive them over to the Las Vegas Convention Center. You just get people vaccinated. And if you don't do that, then you might not open up past 50% capacity, because the next thing happens in just over a couple of weeks. May 1st is supposed to be a big day for us out here. See, unlike California, that's just going to open up to 100% capacity, out here, the state's going to let some of the control go to the actual local jurisdictions, meaning that May 1st, if Southern Nevada gets control over the situation and can set their own rules, it could mean that in Southern Nevada, they say, well, guess what? The Golden Knights are in the playoffs. 18,000 people can now go to T-Mobile Arena and play. and watch the game. Or it could mean that the Southern Nevada Health District says, oh man, we got some local flare-ups and this is getting bad, so we're going to bring you down to 40% capacity from 50 for right now. It just means that we could open up for EDC in May, although that's most likely happening in October. At this point, we should know, I think we should already know about EDC, and I'll report on the channel. We could open up that for hundreds of thousands of people, or we could open nothing at all, but it's all going to be vested in the fact that we have to get these people vaccinated. Apparently, according to the state, the casinos have to do that. Now, what does this mean for the local economy? That's a major problem, right? I mean, look, I'm all for, as I think I mentioned, I've recorded this 4 times, so if I haven't already in this video, I'm for government stepping in some way, shape, or form in some capacity. I don't want companies just running roughshod over environment and dumping things into the environment. That's a good agency, the EPA, in most cases. You know, I'm sure they do some things wrong, but that's a good thing, right? But a bad thing is where you have the state saying to the casinos, do this or else that happens, because unlike Florida, unlike California, that has some level of tourism, we have just tourism out here for the most part. We're not a very diversified economy. So if you're going to dangle the carrot over the stick versus the stick over our heads, and we don't fulfill those numbers, we're not going to open up. If we don't open up, then we don't have people who are working. And if we don't have people who are working, we have people who are wasting away on government assistance, trying to get some of those $300 unemployment monies from weekly from the federal government, which runs out in September anyways. That's not far from now. It seems like it's far. It's totally not far, especially for somebody who's not working. So if we don't open up as soon as we can, we're in another world of hurt altogether. So I don't really like that they're dangling this over the heads of the properties. I mean, the properties are doing the best that they can, I'm sure, in most cases, because they know that they are beholden to have to open up. But maybe this is the fire that lights underneath them to be able to get people vaccinated. But at the same time, people have a right to choose whether or not they want to get vaccinated. So do the companies have the ability to tell their employees that you can't work here or you're on a furlough until you get your vaccine? I don't know how that works, and I don't know the legalities of it. But you see, people have a choice. You have a choice not to get the vaccine, but you also have a responsibility to get something for the greater good of the populace and stop the pandemic. I could probably talk for hours on this subject. It doesn't really matter. You guys didn't come here for an ethics class or anything like that or my thoughts on it. You came here to know what the next stages for Las Vegas are, and I'm just here to tell you it is heavily based on these casino operators working with local health authorities or even going so far as to setting up their own vaccine sites. Whether or not they're going to try to force their employees to get a vaccine, that's another thing that we'll report on if we do hear about it. But I think this is quite the mess that we're in. Again, California, 100% capacity mid-June. Like, come on, really? Seriously? Wow, I never thought it would come to this. So let's hope and pray that we can get ourselves all set up out here for success. And hopefully this is just a kind of not empty threat, but this is just something that does work to spur the casinos to take more action. Meanwhile, for myself and my wife, we're still trying to set up our appointment to try to get a Janssen vaccine because I have personal reasons like really bad allergies and things that they tell us that we shouldn't go and get the vaccine with a 2-stage 4. But we're looking forward to getting something that is going to help us live our lives normally. I hope you guys are trying to live your lives normally too. But leave us a comment below, and that's my video, and I'm sticking to it. Once again, my name is Steven, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Las Vegas-based blogger. I live here in town since 2004. I love this city. I hope you guys love it too. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. If you guys want to support us, there's vegasfacemask.com. It's almost like I'm not wearing the thing the entire time I'm wearing it. I'll never lose it. We have Patreon and channel memberships. I appreciate you guys watching, leaving us a comment on the video. Now's the time of the video. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready for this? We're going to say 3, 2, 1, and click. I got to position my mouse in my software in my studio. And we say 3, 2, 1, and click.